Before we get into this video, about 74% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. Get your life together and hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and leave a like on this video. Subscribe. This is the third video in 24 hours because there's a lot of MLB news right now. So if you like MLB news and just MLB content in general, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and leave a like. And let's go ahead and get into this video. Now, I've got a question. Why do the trades have to be announced at 1 a.m. in the morning? Like, seriously. Because that's ridiculous. Like, 1 a.m. in the morning? Can we, like, please make it earlier? At least, like, 8? I think that's reasonable. But the big trade was Lance Lynn to the Chicago White Sox. We've also got RAISEL Iglesias to the Los Angeles Angels. We're going to talk about both of those trades in this video. So if you like this kind of, or leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Let's go ahead and get into this video. So, it was Dane Dunning for Lance Lynn pretty much straight up. Now, Dane Dunning was the number 5 prospect in the Chicago White Sox organization. I would not take the ranking of him being a number 5 prospect much into account just because the White Sox have such a stacked farm system. For the Rangers, he'll probably be a top 5 prospect if he does not play in the major leagues. He can be a relief pitcher and he can be a starting pitcher. I think he's more of a relief pitcher. That's just my opinion, though. I think he could do either and be good at both. He looks like he's going to be the starter for the future for this Rangers team. They're in a rebuilding phase. Chris Young comes in and is the GM of this team and makes a big move. And I actually do not hate this trade a bit for the Rangers because Dane Dunning fits more of the timeline with your team. Lance Lynn needs to be on a contender, and Lance Lynn on the Rangers, yes, he was doing well on the Rangers, and he eats up innings, which is great. That's exactly what you need. He's a number 2 or number 3 starter. Last season, he had a 3.32 ERA, 1.06 WHIP, with 89 strikeouts and 84 innings pitched. He will eat up innings. He'll give you 5 or 6 innings a game, and he'll put you in the right position to win a baseball game. But I don't hate this trade at all for either side. I actually like it for both sides. This makes a lot of sense for both sides. The Rangers need to do more of this, of getting some of their players that just do not fit the timeline of their team and get them out. Like Elvis Andrus, Rougned Odor, players that just do not fit the timeline of this team need to go. And this is the first move, and I actually really, really like this move. I think that Dane Dunning is going to be a number 1 or number 2, maybe even number 3 in this rotation, and he's going to be good. If it was just Dane Dunning for Lance Lynn, I don't see why the White Sox didn't get him at the trade deadline. Maybe his value did go down just because you've only got one more season of Lance Lynn, but that's not a problem. Lance Lynn's going to be so good for this one season. Let's talk about what this means for the White Sox and for the rest of the AL Central. I think this just puts the White Sox more to favorites. I thought they were already the favorites. The Twins have not done anything this offseason. They've not got better. They've not got worse. Well, I mean, they kind of have got worse because they did lose Trevor May to the New York Mets. But this team hasn't done anything this offseason. And Cleveland, it looks like they're going to be trading Lindor. And they have no outfield help. They need a lot of help. Royals and Tigers, they're just the bottom dwellers every year. So I think the White Sox have a good chance at winning this division in the AL Central. Obviously, it's not that big of an achievement considering it's not that tough of a division. But it's still a respectable division. And Dane Dunning, he can come up in 2021, or he could probably be AAA with the Nashville Sounds. That's the AAA affiliate of the Texas Rangers. I think they should let him play in the major leagues. Why not? But you need to really find out, is he a relief pitcher or a starting pitcher? I know a lot of these like prospect rankings think that he is a starting pitcher. I don't care. I think he has the stuff to be a relief pitcher too. So you got to find out that. Lance Lynn was probably the best pitcher that was on the trade market this offseason, and he's been traded. A lot of teams are losers from this. So let's go ahead and talk about the winners and losers of this trade. The winners, Rangers. They are winners. They get a young prospect, a Dane Dunning back, who's going to be there for the future. He's got a contract till like 2027. The White Sox are also winners. They get a good pitcher that they really, really needed because they had Giolito, yes. But they really were missing that number 2, and that's why they did not go farther in the playoffs. And so those are the big winners. The big losers, I think number 1 is the LA Angels because I think they could have got Lynn, and I think if they just traded Lynn for like Brendan Marsh straight up, or maybe a Jahimi Jones or a Jordan Adams, I think that could have worked. So the Angels are losers in this trade, but hopefully they could get Trevor Bauer, so that's not much of a problem. Next losers in this trade have to be the New York Yankees, in my opinion. The Yankees could have used a player like a Lance Lynn. I don't see them getting a great starting pitcher in free agency, and maybe I'm wrong. But I don't think Bauer's going to the Yankees. I don't think a player of his caliber is going to the Yankees. So the Yankees are big losers, and they could have gave up whatever to the Rangers. They could have gave up Miguel Andujar, a third baseman that the Rangers have needed for quite a while now. And yeah, those are the 2 winners, the 2 losers of this trade. I mean, you could consider the Mets as losers too. But here's the thing with that. That I just don't think they're that big of losers. Like, they have a good starting rotation, with or without Bauer, with or without Lynn. They still have a good rotation. They still have Stroman, Syndergaard, DeGrom, Matz, who is rumored to be traded to the Toronto Blue Jays. So, I really like this trade for both sides. I personally think it's a good trade for both sides. The trades just need to be announced earlier, except 1 a.m. in the morning. Come on. Alright, next trade is the Angels. They acquire RAISEL IGLESIAS from the Reds, and I really, really like this trade. This is a move that is, they didn't have to give up much. Noe Ramirez, he's a player that has done nothing good for the Angels. Get him out. I'm excited for him to be gone. Like, he is terrible. And you get RAISEL IGLESIAS, the far better reliever. He's going to have an about around 3 ERA, and he's going to be really, really good for this team. So I really like that move, even though I think they should have kept Kenyon Middleton and Justin Anderson at the non-tender deadline. They didn't. They need a lot more relief pitching, so this doesn't need to be their only move. I think RAISEL IGLESIAS as an 8th inning pitcher would be absolutely fantastic, and I think they should be targeting another player from the Reds like an Archie Bradley who got non-tendered, or a cheap option like a Brandon Kinsler maybe, or an Archie Bradley. So they can improve their relief pitching a lot just by getting some players that may not sound like the greatest ever, but could be serviceable in a bullpen that has been trash. They still need starting pitching, a lot of it. Dylan Bundy, obviously they still have Dylan Bundy, but Dylan Bundy is not an ace in a rotation. Him as a number 2 or number 3, the way he pitched in 2020, great. They need to get Bauer or somebody, maybe an Orizzi too. They need to get some starting pitching. Great move overall for the Angels, and I have no clue what the Reds are doing in this trade. I can't explain what they're doing. Like, are you rebuilding because you've pretty much said you're not re-signing Bauer, and I guess you're rebuilding. That's what you're doing. But you've been rebuilding for so long. Like, are you Yeah, I just don't get it. I just don't get what the Reds are doing here. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the Lance Lynn trade and the RAISEL IGLESIAS trade. I'm sure there will be new news. Yeah, give me 1 second and let's see if there's some more MLB news. Okay, no more news. That's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you'll get notified whenever I upload a video. Make sure to check out my basketball channel. Link in the description below. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll be back with more videos soon. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with more videos soon.